Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition where we work on our Keystone Library. Today we are going to do the site plan. This is a real quick site plan, basically just uploading it and getting this into the file. I'm going to do a couple of things that won't make sense initially, but then after you see it inserted, will make sense. But as far as like all of the actual parameters that are needed for the site plan, like the number of parking stalls and how wide parking lot has to be and everything else, that you'll have to work on or get those specifics from the different assignments we're doing in class. This is basically, let's put it all together, let's look at an example and see kind of how it's all going. And then once you have the basics of being able to put it together, it's really not much of an issue after that. All right, so one of the first things we need to do is download that site plan. So I have one, I think, floating around in my downloads folder. So that's the Keystone Library Site Plan 2, right there. And we're going to do like we did with the house. We're going to take this and bring it in. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go File. I'm going to save this as project. I'm going to call this Keystone Library Site Plan. Okay. Just so I have it. Okay, so, and then I'm gonna go click on this, right click, go to select all instances visible in view, or we can do entire project. Now you see all of these, we need to unclick all of them. This is to get rid of these grid lines, because I noticed that the last time I did this and inserted them, there we go. They're all gone. We don't need the grid lines. The grid lines are just there. Just like I don't need this. I'm going to delete that out as well. All right, so that's good. I'm going to crop the region of this. So we're going to go show crop region. Bring that down. Okay, like that. Now I have this one here. I'm going to delete that out too right now, or I'm just going to hide that in view. Hide in view element. I don't think I need to see that, so there we go. And then basically hide crop region. So that's all cropped. And now we're going to bring this into plan. Those grid lines, they were a real nuisance the last time I did this, so I just want to get rid of them altogether. The elevation stuff was actually a little bit of a problem, but we don't need real elevation views, so that's fine. Now what I'm going to do, save this. So that's all saved. So we have the Keystone Library site plan right there. I'm going to close out of these views. Okay, just closing out. And then I'm going to go to Open. I'm going to find that wherever I downloaded it to. There we go, site plan 2. Let's open that. And then we'll take a look at the site plan too so we can see. It's actually relatively easy to use. So here's our site plan. Our building is going in right over here. So we're gonna have to bring it in like we did with the house. And we can keep these dimensions here as we do it. So next step, we are gonna go to Insert, Link Revit. There we go. So now I'm gonna find that house. So that's, let's see, my computer. Okay, Keystone Library. Let me just find this one. I think it's in here, Keystone Library. There we go, library site plan. Site plan. So I want the one without the number on it. That is the most up-to-date version of it. I'm gonna click it. And you can see the preview is right there. Hit open. Okay, and now you might be like, all right, where is it? Go to an elevation view. I'm going to go to the north view. And there's our library right here. So what we need to do is bring this all the way up. I'm going to go to my detail level. Fine. Okay, drag this up. All right, now as we look, we can see this is the base of footing right here, level 1. Let's just get it onto the actual site. All right, now let's go back to site plan view so we could see it. There it is. Now I can bring it over into where I want. I'm actually going to go use the align tool. I'll align this with that. I'm going to lock it in. Click that, edge of the building, lock it. So that is the exact placement of the library on the site plan where it should be. Now I'm going to go back to the elevation view. Let's get it the right height. So when we click on this, we have this center site plan right here. Bottom of footing, we have level 1. So we actually want this level even with this. We should be able to align, let's see, right here with like that. I'm not going to lock it. I just want to double check everything is the way I want. Let's hit escape because we may end up changing that. Okay, let's go to the view here, and that, let's change the color to go shaded. Okay, so that is the basics of it there. It actually looks slightly high. So we may want to drop the elevation down, right? Because here's my doors, and there's that. I'm going to go to the site plan view. Okay, so we can see it didn't move. Go back to that 3D view, sorry. All right, so it's a little high. So we're going to want to drop that down, that elevation. Go back to the whatever one you want, south. And let's bring it down. Something, let's take a look at that and let's see how it looks. All right. So because that's the actual site plan elevation, this is the bottom of the footing, so it just depends on where we are on the site, even though it should be there. All right, that pretty much looks better. Right, so that's pretty good, right? You could probably adjust it a little bit more, but that's fine. So now, I'm just gonna go File. Let's save this. All right, so now that's it on there. Let's go back to the site plan from above. You could do a couple of things. You could excavate out and move some of this land around so it's a little bit flatter around here. I actually did that, and now we're going to draw in a parking lot. I'm going to show you an example from the teacher that taught me in the course, Tim Mering. So he actually, I have an example of his so we could see it. So his site plan right here, so you could see everything that you need. You need the roadway coming in. He's got the lights coming in, all types of bushes. He's got the retention pond right here, which I'll show you how to do as well. I'll do a berm, all the parking spaces. This is like, if you have the time, this is what we're going to be doing. But if you're strapped for time, we're going to do a simple sidewalk around and sidewalk out to the street, and then driveway in with parking lot. Nothing crazy. I'll show you how to put the parking spaces in. I'm going to show you how to do all that stuff, but I'm not going to get super crazy or involved with it. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go to my 3D view. And one of the first things I want to do is I want to click on this surface. I want to edit the surface. See this point here? This is an elevation point. I'm actually going to manipulate these around. So that the land is a little more flat, and you can go through and find these points and move them. So you can see how you can move those. And it may or may not be worth it. You can see how it does that. So we could have equipment that comes in and does this. See this point, 782. If I delete that point, there we go, straighten it out. So now it's just a little bit flatter over there. It's not a huge deal, but whatever. So that's that. Go back into the site plan view. Okay. And now I'm going to draw like a little sidewalk going around the whole thing. In order to do that, Massing in sight. We are going to, let's see, we could do split region, so they can be edited independently. We don't actually need to do that, but we could just do sub-region, and that's going to basically, as you can see in that little photo, allow us just to put in something to look different than what it is there. And let's click, go to 3D view. Let's click on this, and let's actually give it something. So it's telling me it's site earth. I'm just going to go grass and use the render appearance. Apply. Okay. So that's grass now. So now it looks a little bit better. Now let's put the sidewalk in. It just gives us a little bit of contrast to work around. All right. Let's draw in our subregion. So subregion. And now what I'm going to do, come back, is you could technically pick the lines of the building to go all the way around. And I will do that. I'm going to lock it to that. Okay, so we got some overlap, no problem. It takes a little effort sometimes to do this. Okay, let's address the issue that was here. So here we can go trim to edge, go. Now they're two separate. Looks like over here to there, that's trim to corner. So it looks like, and you just need to be careful, and you just to go around and make sure everything's good. All right, so that's a different sub-region. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around here. I'm gonna do a real easy rectangle, and I'm gonna do the same thing, so then that gives us two different regions, because right now I just have that, and I'm gonna want a bigger one. So massing in sight, sub-region. And let's call that it. There we go. Now I have a different region in there. I'm going to click on it. Oh. Click by category. And I will just do some concrete. Cast in place. Let's do, I'm just going to do regular concrete. Concrete. Use render appearance, apply, okay. Let's go to 3D view. There you go. There's a quick sidewalk and concrete around that. Now from here, we could add a little sidewalk or walkway that goes out to the parking lot. Okay, so you can see the concrete pad that we have around it. Now we're just gonna do, I'll do a rectangular parking lot. I'm gonna do something real easy with the roadway going right on out. So I'm gonna go to top view, let's zoom on in. I'm going to go sub-region again. So now I can draw in the sub-region. I will come, let's see if I can pick line. I'm going to have it butt right up against this. Will it let me pick it? Nope. All right, no problem. But it allows me to do this. So now I'll make the area right in front. There's no rhyme or reason to any of these numbers. I'm going to click like that. And then I'm going to go from here out to the road. Let's see. So that's 40 feet. I'm going to go like 35 feet. So I can make a road. Not a problem. And then I can trim the corner. And then I can delete that little section out. So now it's one closed path, and then we can put a little walkway next to it. So let's do that. I'll do the same exact thing. So I'm going to go over a little bit. All right, so it's like 8 foot, give or take a little bit. Trim the corner. and trim that to corner 2 and just clean it. It looks like it deleted. There we go. So now I have a pathway there. Click that. Okay, so it looks like I got some intersecting lines somewhere. Let's do a little trim to corner. Oh, there it is. That looks like the one spot. Okay, and then let's give that. I'm just going to give it asphalt color. There we go. Use render appearance. Apply. Okay. So it's slightly different in appearance. And let's take a look. And there you have it. So that is a parking lot area. Not huge. Doesn't matter. Road coming in and a little like walkway. All right. I'm just going to save this here. Next thing we want to do is any parking fee. I'm going to do the retention pond next because that's a little bit more work. So for this assignment, because we're building this parking lot here and taking up space, any one water runoff, it needs to go into a pond. So I'm going to add a retention pond right over here. For that, I'm going to split surface, highlight or click this area. I'm going to do a simple circle, and let's do it in the back over here. It's going to be, I don't know, let's do 52 feet. Check. There we go. That surface now is going to be where the retention pond is. We know if we go into the site plan view that the elevation line is 782 feet. So in this back region, we want that retention pond to sink down in. So if we go to the 3D view into this area, I can actually click on it, edit surface, place a point. Let's make it so 782. I'm going to go down 10 feet, let's say. So 782. Let's go 775. There you go. That's my retention pond right there. It's only going down 5 feet. Good enough for us right now. You'll need to know the exact depth. You'll figure it out. Click. There you go. Goes down. To hide our retention pond, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to put a berm in this region. So I'll do like some berm that comes out like that. I'll do it relatively big. Surface. So I'm going to come in. Click this. And now we'll add in that berm. I'm going to do that with a series of arcs. Okay, and then I'm just going to come in with that straight line. And let's see if we can get these two. Let's escape. Click on it. Oh. Let's get these to meet. Oh, it's the same line, so it's giving me an issue. Let's try to get that too. All right. Let's get this loop here. Okay, let's check for errors. There we go. Zoom out. So that's going to be a berm. So now we click this. We click onto that region, edit surface, place point. We want the elevation to be about 5 or 6 feet higher than the surrounding area. So if it's 782, let's go to 787. And then we're just going to place points through. Like that. And actually I could place here. There we go. Right click, cancel, check that. So now we have a berm. So we have the retention pond, berm. Next part is just placing in your trees. So similar to like we did on the green roof. So site component, they're probably half of them already there. I'm gonna do some oaks floating around. Put them right on top of the berm. I'm gonna bring some in along the drive. Okay, it's up to you how you want to do this. All right, so that's that. All right, so those are all deciduous trees, maybe some bushes we can add in as well. So we go load family, up, look for plantings. Let's see if we can load them in directly into there. There you go, plantings. All right, so I'm just gonna select everything. Might give me an error. There we go. Overwrite an existing version because I already had the deciduous trees in. Looks like I got some shrubs. There we go. Let's just put these in along the way too. All right, so now that's some plantings. Other things we're going to need. Let's take a look at the parking spaces. So I'm going to rotate this through. A couple of things like you might need. So my front doors are right over here. So I might want to do things like garbage cans. All right, so I can go to actually architecture. We go to component. Let's see what we have in our components here. So I have all those trees from earlier, but if I want, let's load family, move up a little bit, go into site. We have accessories. So these are all this stuff. So bike stands, trash cans, dumpsters. Go. I'm just going to select them all in. Just give it a second here. And maybe I need a dumpster in. I'll put the dumpster on the side of the building. Put 2. So you can see how the dumpster's going. A couple of benches. Like that. Maybe something. Bike stand. Right there, near the door for where people come in. Maybe one over here. And then it looks like we should have a trash can in here as well. Trash can. All right, so real simple stuff. So there's some of that. Now if we want to add parking, same thing. So we're going to kind of go into this as well. Massing and site component. We have all this stuff here. No parking stuff. Let's add it in. Load family. Move up. Then we go to parking. So we have all of these things right here. I suggest add them all. Okay, the 2D one you don't need to add. Okay. Oh, some of these were an issue. Let's see. Okay, so there's the parking stripes. So some of them are an issue. You might want to just do them one at a time. So like something like the island. Let's see. So these are parking islands that come in. So you might want to put maybe a couple in front here. Like that. So then you can put parking spaces up against them. for them. Parking spaces. So this is single-sided. This is like one whole region. So you can even do something like this. So then the cars come in and they can park. This allows people to walk kind of in and out. Okay, so if you want to add spaces, go to parking component. Let's go yes, load that. And now you can load in these right here. Parking space and ADA, open those up. So we can add a couple of spots like this. So a couple of handicap spots, we'll do them. One there, we'll do two right in front. And then we could do a series of normal parking spaces. You can see they give you the lines so you can snap to them. So that's how you add parking spaces in. So there's a few parking spaces. You could even go as far as to add, what else do we have? Site component. There's even like the arrows you could add for movement. Like this, if you really wanted to. But I'm not worried about it. So that is your basic site plan. So we have, ooh, you know what we can add? Let's do one more thing. Do the lanes, pavement stripe. All right, so you can add a pavement stripe that goes through. I'm sure you can space them a little bit better, but see, then you can have the two different directions. So that is your basic site. If you want, we could try looking at it from a camera view. Like this. Let's change the color. So that's from the ground looking at it. So that's how you create a basic site plan with parking and everything else that you're going to need. There's a lot more to this than what we have, and all the requirements for that are going to be in a couple of assignments and with code. So I hope you enjoyed that. That is the quickest and probably fastest way you can get a full site plan going. Have a good day. Bye.